Ballon over the. I mean, he has a clean chance. He has a clean chance.
Look, guys.
He has a clean chance. No. Let me finish this.
Bro. So those kind of stats piss me off when they come, you know, when they bring them up. It's just like, that's a jinx, man. Why do you have to talk about this now? But
keeping them injuries down. I know people have gone on about if we lose Lukaku, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it doesn't happen that way, but I just don't know.
The goal could be Kepa because he made the save. People would say Kovačić, he was okay. I mean, he done what Kovačić does, but
fancy as well. About they've never gotten relegated. What do you think about that? Is that something you like?
Do you know what?
Oh yeah, Diego Blackie was consistently performing for us season.
I think you're missing the point, man. I think you're missing the point.
He's gonna play as a 9. Kai is the second. We only have two main 9 in the team.
Michael, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Mount, and Havertz if they're playing behind the tackle. So the tackle's got to find the way.
If you have an agreement, that means there's a pre-contract or something. That was like we agree on this one. They just went to announce it. Let's just.
Yeah, but
but that little touch, but listen, that little touch that he gets are more vital
To this particular style. Anyway.
Sorry guys, that was good connection.
Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are all having a good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time you're watching the stream. Big up to everybody. Welcome. Guys, today is Q&A show. It's a Q&A show. It's not a match preview because we done that yesterday. We done a match preview yesterday and we discussed the fixture against Manchester United. We had the boys on from the It's a Football Thing podcast. It was a really, really good show. Great discussion, great insight, and great banter. There was an exchange of banter between the different fans because we had an Arsenal fan, a Man U fan, and the Chelsea crew. So it was a good show. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. Uploaded a video this morning about Federico Chiesa, where I explain his current situation, his loan deal with Juventus and Fiorentina, and the potential interest from Chelsea Football Club. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Let's address some of the comments. Well, big up to Luke. Thank you for being here first. And actually, you were early, so thank you for being early. And Stephen, thank you for being on time. And I apologize, I'm a couple of minutes late streaming. Elijah, big up to you. Abdul B, big up to you. Redneck, big up to you. Mo, big up to you. Mo is one of the first 100 subscribers. One of the first 100 subscribers to the Blue Lounge. At the time, it was Baggy TV. So big up to you, Moe. Big up to my panel, Eric Blue. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Where you been, man? We haven't seen you for ages, man.
Yeah, I've been busy. I've been doing some other things, but I'm here again. I try not to
more
go for too
important
long.
than the Blue Lounge. Seriously, Eric.
No comments.
Life is life. Big up to you, Eric, and it's good to see you back on the stream. Dennis P, the couch critic. Big up to you. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
Thanks for having me again. I'm good, man. It's always a good stream when Eric Blue's on it, so let the good times roll. Let's go.
Definitely. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to the stream. Mo MDT, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, Kasim. Thanks for having me. And how is everybody doing today?
Good. Thank you. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's everyone is good. I'm a little bit tired. I've had a really tiring day, but whenever I stream and talk to you guys, it kind of fills me up with energy and refreshes me and gets me energized. So it's good. Bobby Smoke Signals. I know you had some trouble with you last night with your phone, man. How you doing? How you doing today?
Yeah, it's good. Good. I hope I can last today. As I've said, when my wife's with my tablet, I have to handle my phone. So it sometimes, I guess I need a new phone. But it's all good. Good evening, gentlemen. Sorry, sorry, I'm
Good
a
evening.
bit sort of slow today.
Nah, good evening, good evening. I listen. I mean, the good thing about the winter season is, I guess your phone takes a little bit longer to heat up. So you know, there's that.
That's very true.
Guys, we have 26 likes in the stream. We have 16 of you here. So thank you to all who have hit that like button. Please continue to smash that like button throughout the stream. I actually don't continue to smash the like button, because if you press it more than once, you unlike. So just press it at least once during the stream. That would be fantastic. Today we will be addressing your questions, and I see there's already a question in the chat. We'll be addressing your questions. We'll be looking at the different areas that surround the club, the league, the players, and anything else that comes up. Please feel free to ask anything you want to ask in respect to what we do and what we cover on this channel. We'd be more than happy to answer your questions. You can address the question to the panel as a whole. You can address them to me directly, to any one of the panelists, and we'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, now I'm not sure if this is a question, but I'm going to address it as such. From Elijah. Elijah says, Christensen more likely to sign than Rudiger. I'm not sure if you're asking or if you're making a statement, but I think that is a fact. I think we will be seeing. If you're asking or if you're making a statement, but Julius needs to sort out his audio. So I do believe Christensen has reached some sort of agreement, from what I've understood. The issue was the length of the contract, and I think that has been sorted out now. So Christensen will probably sign. Rudy may still sign. We're still having to wait to get some confirmation on that. But that is what I understand. Does anybody from the panel have more insight to this? Any fresh information on this? Or is that where we are?
Yeah, look, I think the answer is yes. Yeah, if it's a question.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the gut feeling, but I mean, if we learn anything through this last 4 or 5 months, nothing is certain until they got the contract signed and whatnot. So, I mean, that's the gut feeling I have, that Christensen's more likely. But I mean, we've been saying that for months now, and nothing's happened. So, I don't know, guys. We're gonna have to wait till the new year to figure out what's really going on there.
I agree. January will clear up a lot of the
confusion.
Go on, Mo.
Yeah, with me, to be honest with you, I think it's more likely, but I'm a little bit worried now, because if he loses place to Chalobah, would he want to still sign? Because footballers are very tickled. You know, you'll be surprised how they think. They think differently. He's 25. He's not 22. He's not 21. He's 25. This is his prime. Would he want to, not be confirmed as a first choice? That's the only thing. Since Chalobah breakthrough, I'm a little bit worried. That's why I think he should at least play him until he signs his contract. Because footballers are crazy. They're strange animals.
You see, my concern is Christensen isn't really used on that side. He was used mainly down the centre, but Thiago Silva's current form and availability gives him, or at least Tuchel is preferring him in that position to Christensen, and Christensen is being benched. Chalobah also, his current form and his current impact it's made it hard for Christensen to come back into the team. From a Chelsea standpoint, that is good because you're having competition for those places. But at the same time, the timing is a little bit off because Christensen is renewing his contract. So there's a couple of sides to that. I want to say big up to Julius. Julius, welcome to the stream. How are you, my man?
Big up, bro. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, it's good to have you back on.
Thank you so much.
For the weekends. I wait for the weekends because I know that's the only time I'm going to see Julius. You know, Saturday, Sunday streams, sometimes Friday nights. But good to have you on, mate. Good to have you on.
Thanks. Good to see all of you. Yeah.
Brilliant. Elijah, thank you for your statement/question. Let's continue. I saw a question here from Mo. All right. Mo is asking, who will Chelsea buy in this window? I'm not sure we will, but if we were to buy, I'll go last. Who wants to go first? That is. Who wants to have the first crack at it? Who will Chelsea buy this window?
Go on, Eric. You get your lips are ready, man. You're muted, I think.
Eric, I can't hear you. No, he's
I muted. Sorry, I muted the mic. It's difficult because I think Chelsea will sign Koundé eventually, but will he come in January? Probably not. Maybe. I have no idea. Like the position, I don't know. But the thing is, if we sign somebody, we would need to let someone go as well, because it's 25. It's a 25-man squad right now, and we can't. I'm pretty sure we can't have a 26-man squad. So we have to send. We have to let someone go on loan or somewhere else. Sell somebody. So that's the obvious reason why Chelsea wouldn't sign anybody.
I mean, what do we need right now? I don't. Maybe you can argue a striker, but not really. I mean, banging in the goals for fun right now. We have pretty decent depth there. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna buy anyone. The most pressing need right now, it looks like, is gonna be left wing back, just because of the pending Chilwell situation. But I don't know any left wing backs right now can just walk right into this guy.
No.
And I think it's this window. My issue is about this window. I mean, I can tell you who Chelsea will probably sign in the summer, but for this window, I'm a little bit skeptical on the
Yeah. I just think this window, you use this window when you have a real pressing need, right? Like, it's not something that you just go, okay, well, the window's open again, we just buy some more people. Like, this is when you need to have a pressing need. Like, injuries usually is a factor, or players that want out, like we saw a few years ago and stuff like that. So yeah, I just don't see any real need right now. But if there was one, it'd be left wing back, and I don't know. I don't have any names like who would come in. Like, I kind of like the Burnley midfielder there. What's his name? Dwight McNeil or whatever his name is. I kind of like that guy. I think he can give you some minutes at left wing back. But I mean, you got Saul there right now, who's probably people are gonna be mentioning as a guy that could play there. I don't know, but yeah, it's a tough one for me.
Yeah. Kasim, stream. How are you, my man?
Hi, Mo. How's everyone? All right. Thanks for having me. I appreciate that, mate.
Have you actually got some? What's the word here? Some warmth, some heat, because I know you spent the day out and about, and it was freezing for you. I actually managed to catch your last upload just before I came on air with you and Emir, Hull City youth team against the Man United youth team.
They win?
Good.
No,
it was a 3-3 draw.
Yeah, we 3-2 to last minute, and but I tell you what, Mo, it was horrible. The motorway was very dangerous, I thought. It was very, when you go to Manchester area, it was snowing. I didn't know that. You should have told me MDT was snowing there, bro. It was snowing, and he's supposed to have a game tomorrow against Newcastle, but it's cancelled because the weather is bad tomorrow again. So, yeah, he had a good result. He played all right.
What? It's the North. You got to be prepared.
Yeah, mate, I was awful. It was horrible. We had to go in
I just want to ask you. I'll ask you one question, Kasim. You said Ronaldo's son, Wayne Rooney's son, and Carrick's son both played in that game.
Yeah.
All right. Now, did their fathers actually come, or were they not there?
No, I asked after Ronaldo because I had the intention, and I wanted to go I was willing to go to speak to him. You know. But I gotta make it like a kind of like interview about a little bit for it, you know. I didn't know about the security thing, but apparently I was asking after him, the Man United security, and they said he's got a game tomorrow against Chelsea, and he had to travel. They had to travel the night before, apparently. They gone to London. But I didn't know that. I saw Rooney's son. It's called I forgot his name now. He got his double of Rooney. He looks like Rooney.
Kai.
Yeah, Kai. That's it. And Carrick, the current manager. He played there as well. They were all average, to be fair.
Was the referee by any chance Anthony Taylor's son? Just by any chance?
No. He wasn't there, bro. He wasn't there. But yeah, it was fun in a way, but the weather was bad. Yeah, so I just can I say something about signing someone in January? I do like that Norwich left back. I'm gonna bang about him again. Aarons. He's 21 years old.
Is he left back or right back?
He's right back, yeah.
Is a right back? I thought he's left back.
I think he's a right back.
He's right, yeah. Right back.
Is he? Yeah, I thought he's left. Yeah, regards. I think he's a very, very good player. He can go for 25 million, and he's got high potential. I think he's a very attacking minded. I watched him a few times. I think he's a very, very good player.
Mm-hmm. All right, sweet. I think Bobby was about to say something about this. This question, Bobby, you got any insight to this?
Yeah, I mean, January is, as you said, it's a time where people buy out of need, or usually buy out of need, but quite often there's a time where people buy out of opportunity. We believed we had an opportunity when we got Torres all those years ago, and I think if the deal is still alive, as they say it is, Jules Koundé could be the one that could come in January. It's very possible. I don't know about this 25-man squad and one, you're not allowed more than that. But if that's the case, then the only person that would be somewhat at risk would be, unfortunately, Barkley. But that's if that's the case. It's not cast in stone. However, I think if the opportunity is revisited with Koundé, Chelsea will take it.
Yeah,
I think the thing is you have to have 18. You can only have 18 internationals on the roster.
Yeah, that's the foreign players. That's the only issue. I don't know. I'm just saying we don't really need anyone.
I think it's less than.
It's less than what?
No.
It's less than 18. 18 is not 18. It's less than 18.
Is it internationals, or is because I'm guessing Brexit would have affected this, because who do you classify as being an international player? I mean, for example, Christensen.
Non-homegrown players.
Yeah.
So
Christensen will be classed as homegrown.
Yeah.
Academy. So is it nationality, or is it their path within the team? So
non-British Irish.
Right. Does that mean if they have dual nationality, then they qualify as homegrown, right?
So someone like Christensen.
I'll give you an example. Yeah. Should we sign? And again, it's an example. Should we sign Erling Haaland? He'd be homegrown, right?
No,
because he's got British nationality as well as he's not homegrown.
No, because I think the way it works is you have to be living in the country. Yeah, you have to be like from the academy or
because he was born in the UK. He's got a British passport as well as the Norwegian passport. So I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm not sure it works like that. I'm not sure because Christensen is homegrown and he isn't. He's not from England.
Go on, MDT. Let me hear it.
You have to be registered. You have to be registered with the home football, is it association, the Welsh, the Irish, the English, and the Republic of Ireland. Yeah. So on the Scottish as well. If you have to register with them, I think before you 3 years, I think 3 years before your 18th birthday. If you've been registered with them for 3 years before your 18th birthday, you'll be counted as a homegrown.
Wow.
Okay, within that 3 years as well, you have to be playing in Britain. You have to be playing in Britain,
Exactly.
not like okay, like Chelsea take you and loan you out. No, it doesn't work. That's why Christensen wasn't sent on loan until he passed his 3 years mark. So Christensen is a homegrown, but anybody else is not. You can be born here, but if you're not registered with the federation until certain age group, whatever. So, and also you should have 8 homegrown players in your first team. That's out of the 25-man squad. 8 grown players, eight people have to be homegrown.
Well, I think it's
and
actually
also the certain amount now they're trying to make.
Well, you don't necessarily need to have 8. You can just have youth players.
Yeah, go on, coach.
Sorry? You just can't exceed. You can't exceed
No,
17.
the youth players.
You can't exceed 17
No, the youth player
international players.
aspect is you can have.
Sorry, go ahead. We're just gonna do this back and
No,
forth.
the youth player aspect you can have as much youth player as possible register. It's not a problem. You don't even have to register them. All you have to do, you have to make sure that you let the match official know. I think 24 hours before the game or whatever, or something like just before you submit your squad. So youth players, they don't have to because they're already registered to the FA. That's not a problem. You can just call somebody from the academy and bring them in.
So what I was saying was, you don't necessarily have to have 8 homegrown players. You just can't exceed 17 non-homegrown players. Because you can have a smaller. You don't have to have a full roster of homegrown talent to fill the right team. You can have 5 homegrown, but you can't extend. You can't have a full roster at that point, if that makes sense. Like, as long as you don't extend beyond 17 non-homegrown players, it doesn't matter how many like homegrown talents you have, but you can't have more than 17.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you have to complete your 25-man squad, it has to be 18.
Right.
It has to be 8 homegrown players to make it 25. If you get to 17 are all international from abroad, you don't have any homegrown players. That's on you. It's fine by them. They don't care. But that means your squad is at risk. You're not going to win anything with that. So that's the and they want to increase it. That's the thing they're fighting because of Brexit. They want to increase it to 10, to 12, to half of the whatever. So the big clubs are fighting that. But there's a campaign for it.
Yeah. Got a question here from Chelsea. One of the oldest subscribers to the channel, and she's asking, when do you think your channel will hit 10K, and how do you keep the views consistent during the live stream? I was actually hoping to reach 10K by the end of the year. Didn't do that. Close, but I don't think we'll reach 10K by the end of the year. So hopefully, maybe by February, hopefully we'll hit 10K. Anyone who hasn't subscribed could help us reach that target by subscribing. How do you keep the views consistent? That is very tricky and very tough. And I'm going to answer this as in views in regards to the videos or the streams, rather than during the stream, because during the stream, anything can have an impact. Someone else can go live midway through your stream, and some of your viewers would switch to theirs. An event could happen, like a football match can kick off during your stream, and then you would lose viewers to that. So there are things that are outside of your control, but things that are within your control is to have good content, to have a great panel like you see on the screen right now. People who have a diverse opinion, who are able to give you different perspectives. Having people who all think the same and who all believe in the same things will not necessarily make for good viewing. It's good to have people who have different perspectives on things, and it's a little bit of a balancing act, because you want to build loyalty, and it's not always easy. But if you provide good content and you give the viewers what they want, you will normally be able to retain the viewership. There's actually another question that I have on here. 1 second. There's a question I have on my last video that I want to share with you guys, which is similar to this. It's from again another one of my old school subscribers, and he's asking a question that I want to share with you. Here we go. It's a question by James Spare, and he's asking this: what advice would you give someone who is looking to start a YouTube channel? To be fair, just make it bigger. To be fair, it's not something easy, and it's not something that you could do unless you really want to do it, unless you really believe you can achieve the target that you have set for yourself. Not everybody wants to do YouTube because they want to have 1 million subscribers. Some of us just want to have an avenue to express your opinion and your thoughts, and you want to share that with people, and YouTube could be the method you want to use to do that. I think you need to set yourself a goal and a target and be prepared to achieve it, regardless of what setbacks you're going to get, because you're going to get a lot of setbacks. You're going to get a lot of what's the word here? A lot of hurdles, a lot of barriers to you making it on YouTube, and you're going to have to be persistent to persevere. It's not easy. Believe you me, it's not easy. And a lot of times I thought about quitting YouTube. I thought about stopping this whole journey, but there is something inside of me that keeps pushing me, and you gotta have that. You gotta have the desire and the will to keep yourself motivated and push yourself through. So my advice to you would be consistent and be strong in your values and in your goals that you want to achieve through your channel. You could be streaming, you could be live for a year and not get 100 subscribers, but you have to keep on going. You could grow within a couple of weeks, and then you're going to stop, and then you just keep going, keep on persevering. And I've got a couple of YouTubers on my channel here, so I'm going to ask Couch Critic to give me his point of view on this. And also, Couch has been a YouTuber for quite some time. He's been on and off, but he has been doing this for a while. And then you got Kasim, who is new to the scene, so we'll get his perspective on this as well. Couch, what advice would you give to someone who's looking to start on YouTube?
Good question. I would just say first do it for the love. Don't think that you're going to be able to monetize and do it to make money. You just got to be consistent and do it for the love. Like, I just love talking Chelsea. That's why I have a channel. It's not because I'm thinking about reaching thousands of subscribers, which would be nice, but it's not the goal. The goal is just to continue to make content Chelsea related. So I would say just set realistic goals for yourself and just take the smallest steps possible to attain them. Like, it's not going to happen overnight for sure.
Yeah, no, spot on. Kasim, you have started your channel quite recently. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey so far and how you're finding your experience with the new?
How long have I been doing it? I forgot. Is it 2 months? I can't remember. Yeah, no, it's look. I agree with absolutely everything he said. You're gonna find the hurdles, hard work, but if you're quite serious about it, it's hard work, dedication, and time, because we all got families and work. So yeah, it's a lot of hurdles. It's gonna be hate and likes, but it's all about, you have to have values and you have to have a method for yourself. it doesn't really matter if you got likes or viewers or not. You just keep going and be persistent and strong, and eventually you'll get there. That's how we work. Everything takes time. You have to be patient about things, and I'm a big believer of that. I do YouTube. I started to do YouTube. It would never came to my mind till that night more when I was watching and I said that I'm actually quite good at football and I play football. I just like to talk about football and I like to debate people about football. Win or lose or learning is part of it. So that's why I decided to make my own channel just to talk about football and everything, not just Chelsea. I'm a big Chelsea fan. I'm willing to talk to Tottenham, Man United, it doesn't really matter. Just do it and be persistent and have the time. And don't let anything to breaking you. Just keep going, mate. You'll be all right.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to add to what Kasim just said. Never compare yourself to another channel.
Yeah.
Never try to compete with another channel, because by doing that, you're actually limiting yourself. Compete within yourself. Compare your channel to where it was last week, to where it was yesterday, to where it was last month, depending on how long you've been doing this. Compare yourself to yourself. Don't try to compare it to someone else, because not everyone, I'm going to use this term, it's not a level playing field. YouTube is not a level playing field, because everyone on YouTube has their own base, their own support, their own connections, and some people will start a channel and within a few months they've already hit 10,000. And you're thinking to yourself, I've been doing it for the same amount of time and I've only hit a couple of hundred. So, why is that? Am I better? Are they better? What's going on? Well, they may have supporters. They may have a channel from a previous life, as an example. I mean, one of the big Chelsea YouTubers had a travel channel. And he had a couple of million subscribers onto that. So when he started his YouTube channel on Chelsea, he built up his viewership quite quickly. So don't compare yourself. Just be yourself and do it for yourself. Boogeyman, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Fantastic. I'm going to address one more question from my previous video, and then we'll go back to the chat. There's one more question here, and there's a question similar to this in the chat as well. And it's from Yasmin. Yasmin is asking, if you had to sell one of your main attackers to buy Chiesa, who would you sell? And then she goes on to say that she would personally want to sell Pulisic. Now, this is a linked video that I did earlier today, talking about the Chiesa situation. One of the takeaways I had from that video was that if Chelsea were to buy Chiesa, then we would need to sell one of our attackers, because we have too many 10s, false 9s, and Chiesa is 10 or a false 9. And we would have to sell one to bring in one. So who would you sell? The girl Yasmin believes we should sell Pulisic. I personally would concur, not because Pulisic is the worst of our attackers. On the contrary, I think Pulisic is the best, if not one of the best attackers that we have at Chelsea. I just think his availability is an issue. Yes, he's not injured now and he's playing now, but how long is that going to last? And then when he does get injured, how long is he out for? Because if he's injured and he's out for a week, I can live with that, but he's out for weeks. So for me, if I want to bring in Chiesa, I think the best player to sell would be Pulisic, purely because of what Chiesa brings in and what Pulisic brings in. I think if we were to do that and sell Havertz or Mount or Ziyech, Chiesa doesn't actually provide what those players provide. But I think with Pulisic, maybe it would be a good decision, maybe, and that's just my opinion. And I'm going to open that to the panel. If we can sell one attacker to bring in Chiesa, who would we sell? And I'll start with Julius on this.
Yes. For me, I would actually Chiesa as a dream signing. He would be unbelievable addition to Chelsea, and I'm a little bit biased towards Italian players, so they bring us luck and good. We've won big trophies when we have Italian players or Italian managers throughout the years. For me, I would sell Ziyech, actually, not Pulisic. And the reason is the age. I think Pulisic is still very, very young. And he technically, for me, when I look at Pulisic and his ability, I think he is one of our best dribblers, one of our best players when it comes to the skills. 22 years old, I think he is, if I'm not wrong. Still so much potential, so much to prove, and a huge career ahead of him. Also, when I look at Pulisic with the US national team, I see a huge character and a lot of leadership skills. It's something that is important to have on the squad. When I see Hakim Ziyech, I like Hakim Ziyech. Because he's also Arab too, but he's not young anymore. He's not consistent, and also he does get injured too. It's not like he gets as injured as much as Pulisic. Maybe not to the extent of Pulisic, because Pulisic, his injuries are a couple months, but Ziyech is also not consistent, and he does get injuries. He's 28, 29. From a business perspective and football perspective, Pulisic is the better player and the better investment.
Yeah, no, Pulisic is definitely a fantastic player. Like I said, the best attacker, if not one of the best attackers at the club. And the only reason I would be leaning towards swapping him for Chiesa is because of the availability. That is it. In regards to Ziyech, I think Ziyech, I know what you're saying about his age and maybe other factors, but I think what he provides in respect to his passing, his creative aspect, I think we'd be missing that because we don't really have anyone who provides that within the team to the level that he does. So it's a balancing act, but yeah, no, I respect your opinion, Julius. Let's go MDT. MDT, what's your thoughts on this? Who would go for Chiesa?
You're gonna be surprised a little bit. So I will go for Timo Werner because I think under this system, even Chiesa, I will take Nkunku, Christopher Nkunku over Chiesa any day. Under this system we play, and or Karim Adeyemi, Salzburg. But if somebody had to leave like out of our attackers, I think Timo Werner, because I don't see him playing as much as he would like, and he's not gonna be quiet if he's not playing much. So I think for me, he's more. I would rather sacrifice him because Pulisic, I don't want it to be another Iron Robin. Pulisic, all you have to do, manage his injury, you'll have a very, very good player. Yeah. So that's my take on that one.
I mean, the thing is with Timo Werner, I think he has the motivation to succeed, the ability to succeed, and I think he's just a couple of good games away from being one of the best players in the league. Unfortunately, he hasn't quite done it yet. But I think when he does, and my fear is if we do sell him and then he starts to perform to the ability that we know he can, everyone's going to be talking about how did we let this guy go and how De Bruyne 2.0 and whatnot. So we'll see. Let's go to Boogeyman. He's contemplating. Boogeyman's contemplating. So, Boogeyman, who would you get rid of to bring in Chiesa if need be?
Can we bring Chiesa and not let anyone go, or that's not an option?
We can. Financially, we can. The thing is, in individual, the way I addressed it is as follows: to have Chiesa at the team, at the club, and for it to be a viable acquisition, ideally we should let someone go because we don't want to have too many players who can fit into too few positions. If we were to play a three-man attack behind the striker, then we wouldn't need to sell Chiesa. But because we're playing with five at the back and limited attackers, we would need to sell to bring in Chiesa, and that's the whole idea of the video, and that's what the question is based around, by the looks of things. So
I'd rather have Chiesa additionally, not letting any of our front men go, because they all have their particular. They all have their ability, and Ziyech. I don't think Ziyech should be let go. Ziyech should stay because he has his own ability. Pulisic, everyone says what he can do. Hudson-Odoi, he's going nowhere. I don't want to let. If it was Hudson-Odoi the way he used to be back and playing, the win back and giving few chances, I would probably say Hudson-Odoi should go. But at this point, he's the one that, in fact, make me think we don't need Chiesa. But then when we have that possibility to buy Chiesa, then for me, he come in and he'll have to fight for the starting position. That will be my opinion. Chiesa should come and fight for the starting position. If he can move one of our front three and make that position he's like Hudson-Odoi is doing now, then he's welcome. If not, then we sell him next season or the season after we got him.
Interesting. I'm surprised. I'm surprised because that's the one player I would want to see us keep for many reasons. But all right, I'll see that. I'll take that. Kasim.
This is an easy one, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is easy. Go ahead, Kasim. I know it's coming.
Hold on. Why would you sell Ziyech to get in Chiesa?
That's the question you need to
Are you
ask.
talking to? Do you want to go first, Dennis?
No. You go first. I already know what's coming.
It's easy one. He said. Well, listen, I got a two-player. I'm gonna go for Pulisic and Ziyech. Pulisic because he's injury prone. He cannot be available all the time, and Ziyech because his age. He's been here over 2 years now, and he's not been born on the trees. Let's put this right. So Chiesa is a big profile. I think I can see Chelsea next summer get rid of maybe Werner as well. I like that lad from Fiorentina. Is it Dusan Vlahovic or something? That striker.
Yeah,
he's banging goals for fun. He's only young as well. But I think they need about 100 million for him. Fiorentina. He's a very, very good player, good striker. But yeah, I'm going for this too. I said it and I will say it again. If I've got the right offer for Pulisic, I will definitely get rid of him. Good player. He's got speed, dribbling, but he's not available, and that becoming concern. My opinion about Ziyech. If I got 40 million for him, I get rid of him straight away. 100%.
All right. Yeah.
I get rid of both, basically.
Yeah. We'll try to keep one of them. No, I think both have potential to succeed, and both have reasons why we should be trying to replace them, especially for a player like Chiesa. So yeah, fair point. Bobby, let me hear it. Bobby smoke signals. Hello. All right, we'll come back to Bobby. Dennis.
Oh, man, this is such an easy
Sorry,
decision. I don't know how you guys missed it. Was Bobby back? Go ahead, Bobby.
Bobby's back.
Sorry, I was talking and I didn't realize I was on mute. I'm never a fan of getting rid of players. I think that's just it lacks a lot of I'm looking for sort of polite way to put it, but it just doesn't show vision. It doesn't. If you're getting someone like Chiesa, as good as he is, he really has to. Any player coming to Chelsea really has to be something special, because you've got to be better than what we've got to uproot what we've got. And if Chiesa comes, I would have him come and prove himself. It depends on who's left languishing on the bench after his arrival. Then you start talking of maybe moving someone out. But to move someone out to create space for him isn't the route I would take anyway. That's if it's even going to happen, because it's not that easy a deal, and it's going to cost quite a bit because of the technicalities between I think Fiorentina and the fact that Juve have to buy him, and of course, if they buy him, they won't sell him cheap or whatever. So there's some complications there. I think you alluded to it in your video, Mo. But no, I'm not a fan of just getting rid of players. It's not. It lacks vision. These guys have proven themselves in the team. They've shown they can do it. They'll take some shifting.
All right. Dennis, let me hear it.
Yeah, no, I think this is easy. I'd move Barkley. I think that's the easiest one.
No. Barkley doesn't.
He's an attacker,
count, man.
He's an attacker.
He doesn't count.
I don't know what you guys were thinking. How you guys missed that one? That was a lob, man. Easy dunk. Just dunk that, man. But no, okay. To be serious though, like if I was gonna move somebody, and I think we have to take in consideration what the manager wants from the position right now, and who could provide it. I would move Ziyech just because I don't think that he plays. Man, I don't want to shit on the guy before the game because I feel like he can have a big game for us tomorrow. But yeah, I would move Ziyech because I think that what Chiesa brings to the table is more in line with what Tuchel wants from that position. Pace, power, finishing, all that stuff. Obviously, work rate is extremely high. That would be my reasoning behind it. Ziyech, the reason why you move guys to find other guys to accommodate is because the guys that you currently have aren't really quite working with the manager, or they're bought for another purpose. Like we bought Ziyech to fit into Lampard's 4-3-3. We don't play that anymore. Where's his position now? So, that would be one of the reasons why you move somebody out and bring somebody else in. So for me, it would be Ziyech, but the easy lob would have been Barkley. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, like I said, I think Barkley is not of the caliber that would need to replace. I mean, if I have to sell Barkley to bring Chiesa, I'll just leave Barkley and just keep him on the bench because he wouldn't be competing with Chiesa. But it's a debate for another day. And Abdul B, I agree. And I said this, if we play a different formation, we don't need to sell anyone, because if you have three attackers behind a striker, then you need to have squad depth when it comes to attackers. But that's what the formation will play, so that's why we would need to replace someone. Before I go to Eric, Luke, I see your question. I'll be addressing that in a minute, and then I'll be addressing CFC Stephen's question. The reason why I'm doing it this way is because Luke's question is related to what we're talking about right now, and then we'll go to CFC Stephen. Eric, who would you place Chiesa? Or who would Chiesa place?
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, what's his name? Werner would need to do a lot to become a how do you put it? One of the best players in the league. He would need to do quite a lot. So it's between Werner and Ziyech for me. I think it's easy to just say Ziyech. If this was like 2 weeks ago, I would just say Ziyech, and that would be the obvious answer. But based on his recent performances, I'm not. It took me so long to say I've given up on Ziyech, which I did. But then all of a sudden he comes back in, and he looks like he can be an important, maybe not a starter, but he can help us off the bench. And yes, you can argue Werner can do that as well, but I just feel as if Werner isn't ever going to do what he was bought to do. So, and Ziyech can still do a little bit of that. You know, he can still pass the ball. He can still do a little bit of what you thought he would do when he was signed. So, if I had to choose, I would probably say, mainly based on what I've seen recently, I would say Ziyech, because there can still be improvements from Ziyech. Maybe he will never be what we would have hoped for. Maybe like a 10, 15 assists per season kind of player, but he can do better than he's doing right now with more game time. I believe so. But with Werner, I don't think Werner will improve. I just don't see it. I think he will just keep doing what he's been doing. Maybe with more game time, he'll have more involvement. He'll get more assists. But if I had to choose right now, I would have to go with Werner. And I know that obviously he's not really he doesn't really fit what Tuchel is doing with the attacking, what do you call it, attacking tens. He was bought as a striker. That's what he's supposed to be a striker, but I would choose him. Yeah.
All right.
Remember, Werner has scored in his last two appearances. Werner has
Yeah,
scored
he has.
in
That
his-
is true. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
scored 3 in 2. 1 he was robbed, 2 stood. So
And
I wouldn't
Werner
write
was
him off
bought.
just yet.
You know,
Werner was bought by Frank Lampard to be a striker, not by Timo Tuchel. Timo Tuchel played front three, and he had 3 attackers. So when you said Werner is not doing what he was bought for,
Yeah.
Frank Lampard is not a coach.
But do you think he's doing what Tuchel wants him to be doing in this team? Because
I
if
don't
he
know
was,
I don't know who
I
is doing
think
between
I think he would.
doing what
Yes.
Tuchel wants.
So would you start him now ahead of Callum Hudson-Odoi, or ahead of someone on the right like Mount? Or I wouldn't. That's why he's coming off the bench. He's a bench player because he's not actually, he hasn't pushed himself into the team right now. That's.
I understand that, but Werner coming from an injury, that's the only reason why Werner is not playing.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Before he got injured, he was still on the bench. He wasn't playing a lot. So.
No,
So
he wasn't playing a lot because of Lukaku. Because we're trying to have a backup for Lukaku in the middle, and Werner seemed to be that backup for Lukaku. And then
No, but you just said that Tuchel doesn't use him as a striker.
no, I say if he was not brought to Chelsea, he was brought to Chelsea to be a striker under Lampard. But since Tuchel came in, we didn't have it in the middle. Werner was mostly a winger. During our last the Champions League season or campaign, or even at the end of the season that took Chelsea, Werner was mostly used as a winger, and Havertz was always the false 9, where Mount was somewhere as a winger also. So most of his performance, I understand he missed a lot of chances. I'm not. But I'm just saying, at one point we all decided that Werner will always be taught as a winger.
I want to get through as many different topics as possible. I want to address this one here, and I want to add to this question also Ziyech. The question is: due to Chiesa's high work rate, could you see him being played as a wing back too? If we do get Chiesa, would we play him as a wing back? And the other side to that I want to ask is this: could Hakim Ziyech fill in as a wing back right now? Because that is something that's also been discussed, and this is open to the panel. So whoever wants to address this first, go right ahead.
If I see Ziyech as a wing back, I won't watch that. I'm not watching the game. I'm not going to watch because.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I think he could give us some minutes there, to be honest.
Come on, Dennis. Come on, bro.
I think we're being a little bit harsh on Ziyech here. Yes, I would tell him if we have to buy Chiesa. For me, yes, we should. If we want to sell someone, Ziyech would be my guy to sell. But in general, the team overall has been performing really well, including Ziyech. He had a big game last time against Juve, and we're just looking to keep pushing to the next level, by adding someone like Chiesa. It's just an indication that we are trying to be consistent in keeping our level high. But that doesn't mean that Ziyech or Werner or Pulisic are bad. I also feel it's a little bit harsh on Werner because I don't think he's done anything wrong since he started playing with us. He's been decent. And once I still have some hope that also there is a lot of unluck for Werner. There is just, it's unfortunate sometimes, but I still have this feeling that this guy, once he starts firing these goals, couple of good games, you could see a completely different animal on the pitch. Not taking away what he does off the ball as well, which helps us so much, and that is something I think very undervalued by our fan base. So
I think so too, Julius. I really do. I think Werner has done all right. He hasn't done anything wrong this season. Last season he missed a hatful, but this season he's been putting some away. And although he hasn't played much, but I think we need to cut him some slack really, and just watch what he does as the season goes on. Certainly now with this sort of barrage of games we're having going up to Christmas and New Year and all that, he's certainly going to play a lot, and I hope he does well. And he is valuable off the ball as well, as you say.
Yeah, can I just say I agree 100%. I think Werner is the last person my concern really. I mean, he's been doing all right, and like Bobby said, his last few games he's been a scorer really, and he looks sharp. He's moving. Look, I identified Ziyech in particular and Pulisic for a reason. Pulisic, technically, great player. Dribble, fantastic. But he's not available most of the time. And Ziyech, because, his age is going to 29, and it's basically, Chiesa is an upgrade, isn't it? And regard to wing back, I think Chiesa used to play wing back for Fiorentina. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was a wing back for Fiorentina.
In what Chiesa is an upgrade of Ziyech. I don't see.
You don't think so?
They don't have the same profile, and I just don't see how Chiesa is an upgrade of Ziyech. Ziyech was also ripping up trade in Netherlands when we bought him, and if you go back to the preseason, even Tuchel said he was having one of the best moments of his life at Chelsea back then, and he had an injury. So Chiesa should come, but he needs to come and fight for it.
In the best case scenario, Boogeyman, we shouldn't sell because we have Champions League winners. That's the best case scenario. But if we have to, we know how our club operates and how in general nowadays we try to sell someone to bring someone in. If you look at the options we have in front of us, I agree with Qasim that two players that are in the conversations to be sold would be either Pulisic or Ziyech. The only reason I would prefer to keep Pulisic is because he's such a young player and he has so much potential still if we can manage injuries. But what Chiesa brings on the table is finishing, ruthlessness, press, defense, leadership.
Those are quality.
And Boogeyman, I think he will be the system as well. He will come in not just as a number 10 or a false 9. He can play actually wing back. And that's what
Tuchel use him as a wing back. I wouldn't use him as a wing back.
We will disagree.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? He can play if he need to, Dennis. If we desperate. Do you know that
No, I get you. I just don't think that you don't buy him to play, because
I'm saying ultimately he's a versatile. He can play anywhere. So that's why he's a big profile to me. Mm-hmm. And obviously Tuchel knows that because the guy can play anywhere. And like Julius mentioned, his finishing is great. He's quick. He's got good left foot. He's got it all, man. And he's young.
You know what the funny thing is? I kind of see it like the way when you spend big bucks on players like that, like the Havertz, like Chiesa, like what you kind of want to do is have somebody that's a little bit more versatile. So I hear what you're saying, because like there's somebody that can play. A new manager comes in, you're not stuck with a specialty player can only play one role, and the manager wants to switch the style. So I can see that, but I don't think that one of the characteristics for Chiesa when if you're thinking of buying him is the wing back role, because he offers so much more in the final third, and like his ability to press from the front is just wow. Like he's the perfect profile for what we need at Chelsea right now on that right side. For me.
And so we have Kasim, we have Saul, who can do that as well. He's also versatile. So maybe you don't want to. No, I'm being serious.
What did you laugh, Bobby? You got to tell us what did you laugh for, mate? You got to explain yourself now, Bobby.
I know why Bobby laughed.
Hey, Bobby can laugh if he wants to laugh, man. He
I'm only kidding, mate. I'm only kidding. He laughed when he mentioned the word Saul. He laughed, so I want to know. I want to get it out.
I know exactly why he laughed.
Saul's improving, man. He's getting, his last game was better. He's improving. He's improving, ish.
All right, guys. Next question. Who can replace Rudiger by CFC Steven?
That's a rhetorical question.
Yeah, and we've answered it many a time, but let's just give a quick overview. Who would replace Rudiger? And this is, should he not sign the contract that has been tabled so far? And we hope that we don't need to replace Rudiger, but if we need to, who would you replace him with?
Well, according to the chat, Nick Gurr seems to think it's Maguire. So let's get that out of the way right away. I don't know where that was coming from, but he's like Maguire.
I don't know what that is, man.
Anyways,
I don't know.
I don't know. Like that's a tough one because I think what Rudiger's shown as a left-sided defender is very hard to replace, right? Like because you're basically your strongest foot for most is your right leg, and to defend the left side with a right leg is not the most ideally suited. It'd be more. You'd like to see a left-footed defender play on the left side, but even that is a unicorn. Like a left-footed stopper in there, right? So I don't know. I'm not a believer that like De Ligt is as available as people think he is, and to be honest, I don't know what his quality is in this Chelsea side. He looks good, okay. Looked okay with Ajax and whatnot, and he's okay with the Dutch national team, but it's a completely different team. We play so fast, and we press so high. And does he have the ability to make that, the last-ditch, like, catch-up speed tackle? I don't know. Haven't seen it.
No.
I think we need somebody that matches his pace and physicality and leadership. First and foremost, I don't think there's a lot of guys that you can say have those qualities in droves. So it's gonna be a tough one if he goes.
We can't. The sad, yeah.
I would suggest we look into our academy.
Yes, that's exactly what I.
Clark Salter is there, and even Dejan Sterling also like carrying the ball. So I think. Christensen has played mid. Okay, that's if Christensen signed. Christensen used to play midfielder, so I think a midfielder should be able to cover, move a little to the left, and not having too much problem. So I think Christensen should cover for Rudiger for a few seasons or even 2 months. Then we. Ethan Ampadu and Clark Salter to take that position. Because at this point, you go out to find Rudiger, exactly Rudiger replacement, is going to cost 100-something million, and it will come. We will get frustrated. It's not gonna be as good as Rudiger. So that will be my point. We have talented kid on loan right now that can cover that position.
In principle. Getting rid of Rudiger should not be acceptable. And as a fan myself, I will not consider any replacement because I will not accept my club selling the best defender in the world. Imagine Liverpool selling Van Dijk right now. It's madness. So
I mean,
we're not even selling him, Julius. We're letting him go.
Letting him go. It's even worse.
Rudiger is. Yeah,
go on.
Rudiger is irreplaceable. You can't replace Rudiger. You just can't. You would if nobody told you he was right-footed, you would never know he's right-footed. He's so good on the ball. He's so fast. He's so physical. He is and people say this thing about he's because he's playing in a back three. That's why he looks good. Yes, he's better in a back three, but he's also amazing. He is fantastic. You can't. He does everything required of a defender. You can't just use that excuse and discredit what he's doing for Chelsea. So he is just he's world class. He's world class.
You know what's important is what I reckon is his present. If Rudiger don't start the game, he's not there.
Yeah,
he's there. When he start the game, you see the aggression, the leadership. Well, just me and MDT, I think, and Dennis as well. We were talking about how some of us learn from him to be aggressive. He's teaching even the young player coming from the academy now to be, how to defend properly, how to be a leadership. So it's just to start the game. The presence there is big. It's big. It's not. Look, world class is just no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. I'm not gonna bang about it all the time. It's just to be there, man. If he's not there,
Sorry, Eric. Listen, guys. The question was, who can replace Rudiger?
No one.
I've heard you guys talking for 5.
Okay.
I've heard you guys talking for 5 minutes. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I've heard you guys talking for 5 minutes, and you haven't mentioned any options, real options.
I think
Boogeyman. You know why?
Boogeyman.
Let me finish. All the names that have been mentioned, everything that has been discussed so far, it only emphasizes one fact. It is very difficult for Chelsea to replace Rudiger.
Oh yeah.
Because right now, every name that we're mentioning, every player we're talking about, he doesn't come to the same level and to the same standard that's been currently delivered by Rudiger on that football pitch. Therefore, I do not want to see Rudiger going. I don't want to see us having this conversation. I want to see Rudiger signing that contract and staying. And I think Chelsea as a club should do whatever it takes to do that. Within reason, of course. Because the alternatives will all cost us a lot more than what Rudiger's asking. Will all cost us a lot more than what Rudiger is asking. And Chelsea are in the winning business. We are not marketing, we are not promoting, we are winning. Chelsea are a team that wins trophies. And the way you're going to win trophies is by having the right players in the team, in the squad.
Yeah,
we've got that with Rudiger. Replacing him with anyone because we don't want to we don't want people to think that we can be pushed into a particular deal or a particular contract. No, because with Rudiger, you need to fight for him. He's not one of the good players in the team. No, he's the best defender in the team.
He's one of the
I think you're right. I mean, the sale of Rudiger is it's not acceptable. Not even the sale. Losing Rudiger is not acceptable. With all the publicity given to our board about their ploys in arresting players, this is somebody that's in your own backyard. You have to keep him. It's a no-brainer. However, having heard what Boogeyman said, I think that's a very. It's not a solution, but it has to be a way. Dejan Sterling, Jake Clark-Salter, Ethan Ampadu, they will have to be some sort of solution. No, not even a solution.
Long term.
Some sort of
long term.
Yeah.
Long term.
Well, if we lose Rudiger, it's at the end of the season, so it's not that long. The only thing we have to make sure of is not to lose Christensen and not to lose Thiago Silva, who.
No, sorry, Bobby. What was implying is these guys are long-term solutions, but they're not a fix to the problem we have today.
Immediately, no, they won't. They won't be. And who can, as you said, you want to get somebody of the quality of Rudiger you're talking 100 million. If you can even find them. Who out there
exactly.
in that left centre-back position is better than Rudiger? I can't think of one. So the onus is on the board. They have to get that guy's signature on that piece of paper. Period.
The most important thing, just to finish, the most important thing about Rudiger's involvement is we're keeping so many clean sheets. We're so good defensively, the best team defensively in the world. I think that's undeniable. And Rudiger is a big part of that. And we are winning trophies.
Yeah,
and you want to keep winning. You want to keep winning because that's the foundation.
Eric, you know something? We could actually break our own record this season on the back of Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Christensen, Mendy, Chalobah.
The 15 goals.
The 15 goals, and then can you imagine at the end of the season if two of those players walk out, Christensen and Rudiger, walk out at the end of the season after we've just smashed our record because we didn't want to give them the contract that they were asking for.
I wouldn't.
Can I add something? Can I add something quick? My point is, what if we bring all those players, those youth that Bobby mentioned, the three, and they play together with Rudiger, and they give Rudiger 3 years contract. They play together for Rudiger, and I think Thiago is getting 2 years contract also, right? And to get. But okay, so where the current contract finish the end of this season, right, or the next season?
This season.
Okay, so we'll keep. So Thiago has a year and a half on now if he get a new extension, right?
Yeah.
So imagine we bring our academy back and they play and they show what Chalobah is showing right now. So at one point we only have academy at the back line completely full of academy, and that will be the dream. So they should keep.
That'd be a proud moment for Cobham, for Chelsea, for everyone. That'd be a proud moment. I would love that.
And they're capable.
And you know what? Capable, and we
I
should
was gonna
aspire
say,
to it.
I mean,
Go on.
yeah, I mean, like if we're gonna lose Rudiger, which I think it would be crazy for us to do, but if anybody think that Chelsea is not capable of shooting themselves when they're winning, you must forget. William Gallas was part of that 15 goal conceded. And the following season, I think we considered, is it 21, Bobby? Is it 21? We have the two records, the first and second best record in the league. And we let him go. So if anybody thinks Chelsea will not let Rudiger go, you're mistaken. They can't. They can let both Rudiger and Christensen go if they feel like, we need to send a message. They can do it. Chelsea's board is very good.
The Gallas situation was a bit different because there was...
but it was Yeah, but when he left, you remember what happened? Although we have a very good team, we couldn't win the league until Ancelotti come back. We have a very good team. Don't break it. We could have won. We had the team to dominate. But with the Rudiger situation, if Rudiger leaves, I think the only person that if we bring him back, I will feel a little bit, not like 100%, but I can feel like, okay, he can do a lot of things Rudiger can. The only thing he lacks a little bit of experience is Tamori. Tamori, both left and right, is good. Like Rudiger, he can carry the ball.
But
he does exactly what Rudiger does. It's just experience. Yeah, him too is very. I don't think he want to come back.
Well, he won't.
But if we can get him back,
why
that's the defender I want back at Chelsea.
Well, not next season.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
I mean, he has three.
I don't think even if it's next season, even if Chelsea goes for him, he has to take a lot of mending, relationship mending for him to come back. He loves Chelsea, but things happen. But if we can get Tamori back, and get one of the youth players like Ampadu next to Tamori as a whatever cover or even Colwell or anybody, we will be 50% somewhere. Because Tamori, if you watch Tamori, he plays exactly like Rudiger. But he's only 23. Yeah. So for me, that's the one I think we should try to get back. We should try to get Tamori back. For me personally, whether Thiago stay, Aspi stay, Rudiger stay, Chelsea need to find a way to get Tamori back. Tamori will be the future of our defense. To be honest with you, that kid, we're gonna regret it if he goes to City or United or somewhere else.
That's why it's been linked to. MDT,
Guys,
but in order for tomorrow.
Hold on, Kasim. Listen, guys. We are literally 13 subscribers
You're not eating it,
away from a.
You're not eating it.
Let me just put
You want me to
couch
take
on mute for a second.
Okay, I'll
Alright. Guys, if you have kids
So
in the
what happened
background,
here?
please put your mic on mute. Please put your mic on mute.
Oh, is that me? My bad. He's
it was.
Don't worry, man. What happened here?
It's
Don't
all
worry.
good. It's all good. Guys, we are 13 subscribers away from a small milestone of 8,400. So if you're watching the stream and you haven't subscribed already, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. If you're enjoying the stream, hit that like button. We've got 81 likes so far. So thank you to everyone who's hit that like button. And if you are watching and you haven't hit the like button already, do us a favor and hit that like button. Much appreciated. Guys, keep your questions coming in. We will address all the questions and answer all the questions that we have in the chat. This is a question from Wise Guy. And I'm going to put this question to everyone on the panel. Who is your best Chelsea player so far this season?
Reece James. No question. Reece James.
I'm going to go first.
Sorry, I stole your thunder. I knew you were going to do it. I had to get it in first. Reece James.
Yeah, well, I was going to pick Reece James. Anyway. I wasn't going to pick Reece James. I wasn't. All right. By the way, lads, we have a new spot opening up in the panel. I think I'm going to be sacking one of the panelists at the end of the stream. So just to let you know, we got a new spot opening. So applications are welcome. Just DM me. My player of this season so far for me personally, and I know everyone is going to have a different opinion on this because it's a matter of your own perspective. But for me, it has been Rudiger. My player of the season has been Tony Rudiger because of what he has given the team. And you know what? I think we're going to see a lot of people picking defenders. But for me, it's Tony Rudiger. In the chat, let me know. Abdul B agrees with me. In the chat, write down who you think has been the best player for Chelsea this season. And that is based on your opinion. So let me know based on your opinion who you think has been the best player for Chelsea this season. Put it down in the chat. For me, it's Rudiger. Eric Blue. Eric Blue is not here, is he? Eric Blue.
I'm here.
All right, Eric Blue. Who's been your best player of the season so far?
Sorry, I was I was eating. Sorry. My best my favorite player.
No, not your favorite player. Who you think has been the best player for Chelsea this season?
I know. So the guy on my AV is my favorite player right now, but since the start of the season, it has to be not Rudiger. It has to be Mendy for me. I think Mendy has been because we wouldn't be talking about breaking our record without Mendy. We could have considered like 4 or 5 against Brentford. So yeah.
All right. Couch is already answered, so we'll skip Couch. Boogeyman. Boogeyman, who's your favorite player?
Kovačić.
Kovačić. Can you elaborate? I mean, he's been away for a big chunk of games.
The reason why I pick Kovačić is more his forward run with the ball and the amount of tackle he does in the middle to connect our defense to our attack. And he is pretty much the only midfielder in our midfielder that can play with any of our midfielders without creating too much of space or without disrupt our system. So he has pretty much a little bit of all our midfielder, and on top of that, he has his dribbling quality. It would have been Kovačić, between Kovačić and Mendy for me, but Mendy has to do too much this season because we have a really good defense. I understand sometimes he saved us a lot in a few games, like someone mentioned Brentford. But even if we were to lose that game specifically, we will still be in top four at this point. So my point, if I only look at the league games and even the Champions League games, no, the cups and and all those things, I will give it to Kovacic because Mendy. If we were poor in the defense and he saved us all the time, then I'll give it to Mendy at this time. It doesn't take anything away from what Mendy has been for Chelsea, but at this point, I give it to Kovacic. Yeah.
Cover. All right. Fair comment. Fair comment. Kasim, who's been the best player for Chelsea this season, in your opinion?
Mate, it's an easy one, mate, for me. It's Rudiger, man. As I said it before, he's present and coming in. Rudiger is the best player in the world right now. Say this now, defensive side of it. And I said it before and I say it again and stick with my position. Rudiger is irreplaceable. People said, we're going to replace Rudiger with this. Nonsense, mate. And in regard of MDT talking about tomorrow, tomorrow he'll be back. That Caldwell could be back from Huddersfield. But they need the like of Rudiger to teach him. They give him the experience, like what he's doing with that lad, I forgot his name now, Chalobah, you know? So for me, best defender in the world right now is Rudiger. Best player for Chelsea right now, in my opinion, is Rudiger. He took that from me more. Should have said it first, but yeah, it's Rudiger for me.
But the thing is, I go in order. I don't try to jump the queue and just
No, I'm joking, man.
I said dig at him. It's not a dig at you, man.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Don't think it's because I have my picture up. I'm not listening to what you are saying, man. Don't worry.
Big up, Couch. Hey, Bobby, who's the best player of the season so far, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's really obvious. But I have to say, Reece James is running a very close second because he impacts games a lot. But this guy, because of his influence, his impact on games, his presence, everything he does, it has to be Tony Rudiger. It really has to be Tony Rudiger. He's irreplaceable. He's very, very influential to where Chelsea are now. And they just have to sign this guy up. I can't see it as acceptable that they let him go. I really can't see it as acceptable at all.
Yeah, I concur spot on. We'll leave MDT to the end. We'll go Julius. Julius, who has been the best player for Chelsea this season so far?
I agree with all of you guys about Reece James and Rudiger, no doubt. But I want to add something different, and I want to say Hudson-Odoi for me.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. Even I'm saying he's been the best player, but I want to mention him. I want to say he's been my best player so far because since he started playing consistently, the fluidity up front and the creativity level and a lot of the goals that we've been scoring for the past 4 or 5 weeks now, if not more, is due to him. His passing, his dribbling, his crossing has been unbelievable. Like, I've been watching a lot of football analysis on multiple TV channels or even social media, and Hudson-Odoi is raising eyebrows with the stuff he's doing, and specifically to myself because I was one of the people who questioned his talent, and I always thought, what is this guy good at? I don't understand that hype, and I'm starting to see what is this hype is all about and why Bayern Munich wanted to get him so bad. To the point they put £80 million for him and we turned it down, I think. So just on an honorary mention, I want to bring in Hudson-Odoi on the table. Yeah.
Fair comment. Yeah, I think Callum has definitely impressed, especially recently with the amount of games, the amount of game time he's been given. So it's a fair shout.
Can I just say this? I know I didn't really get to comment, but I just think that this is a great indication of how good this squad has been. The fact that we all pretty much have selected different players as a player of the season so far, like that is just showing that we're getting a lot of really, really good performances from all over the pitch. And I don't disagree with any of the selections. I think that everyone that's been mentioned has been really good this year.
Yeah, true. I mean, I was looking at the chat as well. We've got Reece James, Mendy, Kova, Trevor, Rudiger. There's been a lot of good performances, this season, and like you said, Couch. I mean, the reason why we are top of the league, the reason why we have conceded the least amount of goals, the reason why we are top of our Champions League group, and we are still in every competition that we're in, is because of the performances that we've had from every Chelsea player this season. So, yeah, it's a good shout to be made for pretty much everyone. MDT, who has been your choice for best Chelsea player this season so far?
Yeah, I mean, Julius has mentioned something which, if I was going to go by the last 7 games, which is very complicated because Hudson-Odoi coming into our attack has changed the way we attack totally. And he is the reason why we attack differently, because he gave the wing back freedom. And we didn't have that before the beginning of the season. And if Reece James didn't miss those 3-4 games, I will say if we're going by the whole season so far, I think Mendy is a contender, and Rudiger, and even Jorginho. They didn't miss a lot because without Jorginho, we don't move the midfield certain way. But people are forgetting this. The Juventus game last is it Tuesday? Rudiger was directly involved with our first 3 goals. Directly. It was the pass before the pass, or the touch to Chalobah's goal. It was him. The cross to Reece James. It was him that dig it to Chilwell to cross. The cross field pass to Reece James for him to put down and pass to Ziyech to Rubin. It was all Rudiger. So if you check our attack building, Rudiger involved almost 40% of our attacks. So in that way,
MDD, are you really giving them credit for that handball? Are you really giving them credit for that little fluxy handball?
Yeah, because if he wasn't there, if he wasn't there, the ball. Couch. If he wasn't there, the ball will not drop. Jorginho was giving credit for.
Yeah, but someone asked Couch.
Someone has to be there.
Whose assist is it? Chalobah goal. Whose assist is it?
Whatever. If you guys are really gonna be like calling on that as like he jumped and it deflected off somebody and it deflected off of him and then
it's part of the game, Couch. If he didn't jump, the ball will not touch him. If the ball don't touch him, Chalobah will not score.
I don't want to argue too much. I just thought it was funny that you made mention of that. Like a fluxy little deflection.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, but like Kova had assists when he was deflected to him as well. So when we start picking on assists, we're gonna take assists off everybody then. So what I'm saying is, Julian was right. Callum Hudson-Odoi changed our attack, and Jorginho, nobody mentioned him. He's the conductor in our midfield, the register. So he too need to take a credit as well for that. And everybody else has been great. Reece James would have been mine, but he missed 3 or 4 games, but still we didn't lose those. So I'll go with Rudiger. Rudiger for me.
I think what MDT means by Rudiger and the deflected assist, if you want to call it that, to Chalobah against Juve was that you need to be there. You need to be that hassling man to be able to collide with the ball in that way. A lot of defenders will shy away from jumping at all in the box. And, he's there. He's hustling. He's putting himself about. He's bullying people. And, that's how that goal came about. So, he has to have a certain amount of credit for just the endeavor.
I'll back off. I was really just joking. I didn't think that it was going to get that much attention. Like, I don't know. It didn't really strike me as a credited assist as much as it was just, it bounced off him and then fell to Trev, but whatever. If that's cool, that I wasn't really trying to make a big deal out of it. It's just funny too.
Well, Couch, what about his crossfield pass to Reece James for the third goal?
Lovely
On his
crossfield
left
pass.
Left back.
Lovely crossfield pass.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on, guys. 12 subscribers away from 400, 8,400. If you're watching the stream and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please hit that subscribe button. And we are 16 likes away from 100 likes. Come on, 100 likes. Please hit that like button. Question here from Ayan. Ayan, and I love the avatar. I love the avatar. Ayan is asking, how do you feel about Alonso now that he will be starting more? Look, Ben Chilwell will be missing for a little while. Alonso is the next player in that pecking order. I know there's alternatives, Saul and others, Aspi. But I think Alonso will definitely be given the main role, and I think the other players will be assisting. Do you guys think he's up to it? Do you guys think he can perform? How do you guys feel about this? And it's open to everyone. Let me hear it.
Can I start first because I have to go?
Yeah, go ahead, Julius.
Thank you. I think for me, when I look at it, from also how Tuchel has done before when it comes to injuries, he will try to find solutions. If we're playing a strong team, especially let's say the Man United tomorrow, I would say Marcos Alonso would be a dangerous proposition, or I think it's not a perfect game for him because Man United are devastating when it comes to counters. I know they're pretty bad. When you have Cristiano Ronaldo up front, never say never that they will score. So if you ask me, I would prefer Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta, actually, when we bought him, he was a right back initially. Mourinho turned him into a left back after. But from stability and defense and defensively, and to be more protected, I feel for me, I would rather have Azpilicueta there. If we're playing an inferior team like a Newcastle or a Norwich or I don't know, someone from the lower end of the table, Alonso would be a nice addition. Otherwise, I think Tuchel will find solution. Will put players depend on the team we're playing against and the style as well.
Yeah. Can I go next?
Yeah, no, it's open. It's open to everyone. Go ahead.
Yeah. The straightforward response is he needs to get back in form quickly. But in terms of the short term, I think he can he can definitely. I think he'll be fine against United. He'll be fine in the game after that. But he needs to be a consistent player. When people praise him and give him a lot of credit, I get it. I understand. I understand why people like him a lot. But for me, he's not a consistent player. You cannot rely on him for 5, 6, 7 matches in a row. You just can't. And not just because I remember when he was playing under Sarri as a left back, and we know that he's not good enough defensively, and he's not a good left back. And he was causing a lot of Chelsea fans a lot of headaches. But even as a wing back, I don't think he's consistent enough as a wing back. I really don't. So he will need to improve that and show that he can start week in, week out. Obviously, he did it against in the 16-17 season under Conte, and he was very good that season. Him on the left and Moses on the right. But since then, I don't think he's been able to replicate what he did that season. So hopefully he can, get anywhere close to that. The good thing about Alonso is he doesn't really get injured. He's usually available all the time, so we don't have to worry about that. But he needs to just, be consistent.
Yeah, that's not really a problem for me. Consistency. He is consistent in his attacking ability. He's also very consistent in his lack of defensive ability. So he's consistent.
Exactly, yeah. But even going forward, I'm not sure. Is he consistent going forward? I'm not even sure that's correct. I'm not too sure. I mean, he has his fantastic moments, but I'm not. Yeah.
I tend to disagree with anything that said Alonso will not be I don't know, the good replacement. It's for Chilwell, injured Chilwell. I just think a few games ago, it was difficult for Chilwell to move Alonso. As much as we know Alonso has some defect when it comes to defending, we were always good defending. Most of the time he lost balls, he misplaced passes, but it's not always at the defensive level, it's always up front. And we always have time to recover and get the ball and all those things. So at the end of the day, my only worry is Alonso should start tomorrow game so he can get a groove of playing 90 minutes, because December is coming and the games are coming fast. I think so. Alonso should start tomorrow, and if he doesn't get injured or anything, he should play the game coming, and he should play the game after that, so he can get the confidence and build up his reflexes and all those things to be our number one left back. Yeah, left back. So any other proposition also? I mean, I understand he's not as good. Azpilicueta is Mr. Reliable, yeah, but the situation is clear to me at this point. Alonso has held that position. Tuchel took it away from him. Time for Alonso to come back to it, and we need Tuchel need to give Alonso all he needs to get back to that level he was before a couple of weeks previously. So that's all I can say. And I just don't understand anybody worry too much about Alonso. I don't understand.
I want to say big up to Andreas in the chat. Andreas, big up to you. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat, and hopefully we'll see you on the panel very soon. So thank you for jumping on. Before I let Bobby jump in, I believe in Alonso's ability. I believe in his ability. I think Alonso does provide us with a good option, a good outlet, especially when we're talking about the attacking side of things. I think as a wing back, you need to have that. You need to have the attacking threat. And I think that is one thing that Chilwell has improved a lot on recently, and it has made him the great player for Chelsea that he has been, especially this season. I think Alonso, his attacking prowess has shown that he is a player we can rely on. Defensively, he's problematic, but I think we have enough in defense to adjust that and to counter that. So I personally am not too worried in playing Alonso. Naturally, I would like to have Chilwell rather than Alonso, but I'm not worried that Alonso is starting for Chelsea in the next few games. Bobby, you were about to jump in, so let me hear your point of view.
Yeah, I was going to say I am worried about Alonso. I think Ben Chilwell took his position for a reason, and that's an area of the pitch that we are light. And you see, this is why when you people say you stockpile players. I don't think you do. Sometimes you have to have two good players in one position, and one takes his time about being played, because Alonso, quite frankly, is not good enough. He's not fast enough. He can't beat his man going forward, and he can't defend going backwards. I've seen enough of Alonso to know what a liability he can be. Yes, he had a couple of good games at the beginning of the season when teams were warming up, managers were warming up, and they didn't recognize him as the weak link. As soon as they recognized that, they came in that area and they messed him up. So he was dropped. I don't see what new thing Alonso is going to do, apart from overtask the team on the left side of the pitch, because we have to compensate for his deficiencies. We'll have to compensate for the number of times he loses the ball. And I would rather not see him start against Man United. Personally, if he starts, in Tuchel we trust, but and I'm sure he will have a plan to cover for him. But it's a problem. It's a big problem.
But what would you say about his match against his performance against Liverpool and Anfield?
His performance against Liverpool at Anfield, it wasn't that bright. You know, we were in the Alamo mode, and our defensive machinery kicked in. Rudiger was covering a lot for him. We played a little bit further back, especially when we went down to 10 men, and just made ourselves difficult to beat. So that wasn't a particularly difficult match for him, and he didn't have to run that much because the offense wasn't the issue. But in games now where he's going to need to be as dynamic as the rest of the team, I just can't see what he'll do. You know, he'll have periods, maybe he'll be able to take a few dead balls, maybe he'll have a period where he can crack a shot from somewhere. But Alonso is going to be somebody that will be compensating for a lot. That's the weakness, you know. But it is what it is. We have no one else. Unless, as I say, there may be some games where Tuchel might decide to play James there and put Aspi on the right. Even then, that's defective. It's a big loss, Chilwell being out. It's a big loss.
Can I just say, just to jump on the back of that, I thought he was really, really good versus Liverpool. I think he led the team in tackles, if I'm not mistaken, and basically shut down that flank. So, as much as it was like Rudiger was a big part of that as well, I think that flank was really, really well marshaled by Alonso in that game, and we have to give him credit for that. As far as what he gives us going forward, he has great box presence. We're not going to lose much on the offensive end. I think where we're going to be suffering is in transition and defensively. So transitioning back when we get caught out, and then defensively. But again, you don't have Ben Chilwell as your preferred number one because you think Alonso can give you the same minutes. Ben Chilwell's been playing game in, game out for a reason, because there is a significant drop off. But it's not to say that a guy like Alonso can't come in and give us minutes. It's just whether or not you think he can give you, multiple games in that role and be effective. He can definitely give you 3-4 games where you're like, wow, I can't believe that this guy held his own on the flank. It's just whether or not we're going to be getting enough of that. And this busy Christmas period where a lot of games are coming. And I don't think anyone wants to see him play 9 games in a row, because I don't think that he's consistently sound enough to play that much. But if you give him 4 or 5 games, I have no worries about that. Really, I don't.
I'm going to ask you guys a question. Emerson Palmieri, his performance in the Euros and the way he played for Italy. Anyone who looks at that would rate him higher than Marcos Alonso because of what he was able to do. That being said, he wasn't being picked ahead of Marcos Alonso. Marcos Alonso was being picked to play in front of Emerson Palmieri. So to say Marcos Alonso is a bad player, is a player that can't perform at this level, I think we are being unfair to the lad. Is he as good as Ben Chilwell? No, impossible. Is he a player that lacks in a lot of areas? Yes, but can he do the job? I think he can.
Can I say something? I think what I understood from Bobby is we are at a level at Chelsea. It's pretty much like we're getting close to the perfection. It's just everything just clicking. The machine is just running perfectly at this point. You have Chilwell coming in, hitting the ball with the left foot. On the other side, you have James can hit the ball as hard as anybody else, and at the same time, both can control the midfield from their side. We reach that perfection. We kind of go into it to reach the perfection. So when you replace Chilwell with Alonso, yeah, it's not going to be the same. Because I remember Alonso, most of the time when we try to move the ball from the back, like move the ball from the back and overload the midfield and move the ball up, any team that we play against wait for the ball to be passed to Alonso and they press him really hard. That's exactly. You can see it, what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I understand that worries that come back again. Against Chilwell, they're not even trying because Chilwell have those reflex. As soon as he feels to, he know where the ball have to go. He knows Mount will run this channel. He knows Hudson-Odoi will run into this, and he already put the ball there. So nobody even tried to press Chilwell. But Alonso will have that problem. Again, we managed to win games with Alonso in that position. I don't know. I understand with Alonso, we kind of step back a little from that perfection we are reaching. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make Alonso a bad player. I'm pretty sure that's not what Bobby was saying, but it's just the worry is there now again that we step back a little bit from where we used to be with Chilwell. But at the end of the day, we don't have too much choice, right? And I don't know if it's not Alonso, who Aspi. I'm not sure. Aspi will take away our attack.
Just 1 second, Boogie. Just 1 second, Boogie. Andreas, I have sent you a DM. If you can check it, please, and respond, I'd really appreciate that. Boogie. Sorry for interrupting you. I just wanted to get.
Andreas that's all I want to say. I know where the worries are. Like Alonso, we know he has control about 6-7 times before passing. It just annoys me sometimes, and it takes away from how fast the transition. Like Couch Critics mentioned, also in transition we're not good with Alonso, especially on that side. And that was the one reason why Aspi is not playing too much on his side, also because he's a little slow. And you have James, you have Chalobah there that is faster. But guess what? We don't have. Alonso is good, and for me, anyways, he will improve, and we'll see what happens.
All right, guys, give me 1 second.
Can I say something?
One second, Kasim. Andreas, I have sent you the link. Please select it and come right in. Go ahead, Kasim.
Yeah, look, it is what it is now. Chilwell is injured now, so Marcos Alonso is a man. But if you remember at the beginning of the season, we had a very hard fixture. So was, is Arsenal, we had City, we had Tottenham. And he played very well, the guy. And we managed to win this game. I know we lost the game against City. So he started the season very well. I'll give him that, Alonso. So I have to give him a chance. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be all right. And Rudiger's behind him, and we'll be all right, I think.
Yeah. Guys, I'm actually going to bring in Andreas. I've sent him the link. He should be coming in shortly. There's a couple of things that I want to address with Andreas, so we can start the discussion about them now. When he comes in, he can probably enlighten us in respect to that. In regards to the Christensen contract, I want to get some insight from Andreas on that, and also I want to get insight from Andreas in regards to the Chiesa story, because it has been picking up pace. So those are the two things I'm going to be addressing with Andreas. If anybody has any other topics that they want to put to Andreas, you can do so. We've got him on for a few minutes. MDT, MDT, are you still there? MDT.
Yeah, I'm here.
Because Boogeyman was getting worried.
No. The thing is Andreas coming now, or I can talk about this Marcos Alonso thing?
No, you can. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah. To be honest, Marcos Alonso is not. Marcos Alonso, is he my favorite player? No. Do I want him to start ahead of Chilwell? No. But sometimes we got to put things into perspective. All we talk about is his shortcoming. if you, as a football fan, all you do is pick on a footballer's shortcoming, not the positive other, then we can pick on any footballer. Marcos Alonso can do this job. He's done it before. It didn't affect us. This season, he played some of the hardest games. Was he playing well? Yeah, but no, he's not him. Apparently, he doesn't play with the brain. Somebody has to play for him. So that's how he sounds. Do I like Marcos Alonso not standing for whatever I believe in? No. But when it comes to whatever, I will give him his kudos. There are things he's good at, which he brings to the team. There are things he's bad at, yeah, which affect the team. But when you check his record at Chelsea, he's been one of our best left-sided players in our history in the Premier League, with all his shortcomings defensively. He's the highest scoring defender since he's been in the Premier League, and he doesn't take penalties. And when it comes to corner kick, like against us, he's one of our best headers. That's why Tuchel used to play him last season ahead of Chilwell, because of defensively, he was better with crosses and corner into our box. And also he's a threat with header, with the opposition. Look at the other day, Boogeyman was complaining about our set plays. If Marcos Alonso was on that pitch, we would have scored 1 or 2 goals from those set plays. But everybody just look at the negative, and negative. Every human being have a positive and a negative. But you can't pound on somebody's negative and highlight that more than what they contribute. There's both sides. Yes, he has shortcomings. We're going to struggle. But that's up to the team to play to the strength. Because Marcos Alonso, with any Ziyech cross to the back post, Marcos Alonso can attack it, if he's there. And he's the only one we know that can do it. Cho cannot do it. Chilwell cannot do it with his head. He can't. He's slow like a camel, which is true. But the thing is, he has qualities too that we can target United with. So sometimes let's look at that as well. But the way we go in, like this guy has never won anything. He's won the Europa League with us, the league with us, the FA Cup with us, and in England since he's been here, he's one of the top scoring defenders.
You're talking facts right now. Sorry, can I just jump in real quick? I just wanted to say this. That's straight facts, Mo. And the other thing to consider too is we got Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel has a system in place that masks our deficiencies and exalts our strengths. I firmly believe that.
Thank you very much, Coach.
And I think that's what we're gonna see again. You know, like we played the Marcos Alonso, like even like what Kazim said, we played Marcos Alonso in our toughest games of the season so far, and came out looking okay. You know, so. Outside of the Man City game, we're sitting top of the table, and Marcos Alonso played enough of those games. So the threat and worry that comes with him to the side it's not that deep for me. I'm just going to be honest. It's just consistency that we're after.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We have Andreas with us. Andreas, welcome to the stream. How you doing?
Thanks. I'm doing fine.
Brilliant.
And you guys?
It's good to have you. It's good to have you on. We're doing good. We're doing good.
We're good.
Andreas, brother, there is a few things that I wanna ask you. I know you don't have a lot of time, so there's a few stories that are currently of concern to us Chelsea fans, and I want to get an update from you in respect to what you know in regards to both Christensen's current contract negotiation and also Rudiger, because the information is favourable in respect to Christensen, but we don't really know much in regards to Rudiger. So do you have an insight in respect to that? So just let us know.
Yeah, it's still about some problems in the salary with Rudiger. The last talks was not positive, and obviously Chelsea have not talked with Rudiger since that. So it's pretty simple, the Rudiger situation at the moment. It's just no talks between the parties. It's just been put on hold. The Christensen, though, I think it's very close. Very likely to be happening soon, and it's probably going to happen very, very soon. I think it's very, very likely that Christensen will sign. So, yeah.
I mean, the issue we had with Christensen was the length of contract, because the club offered him 5 years and he wanted 3. A compromise has been reached, from my understanding. Do you know any details in regards to what compromise has been reached?
Yeah, I think it probably will be something in the middle here. I don't have the details.
Okay.
It will be 4.5, if it will be 4, but it's probably something in the middle there.
Right.
But what I've been told now is just like it's going to happen. It's pretty much done. This is what people close to Chelsea are saying, and also his contract wages will be a little bit more than what the first report said when everyone said it was close. Now it's a bit more high wages, probably around 140k pound. Last time was 125, I think. Plus then you had like some in the rest in bonuses and stuff, but now I think he has 140k and then maybe a little bit more in bonuses as well. So the salary is probably a bit more increased.
Okay, in regards to Rudiger, no discussions for some time. So I'm guessing we're waiting to see what happens in January when other clubs are going to be able to officially offer him contracts. We're hearing a whole bunch of clubs. I mean, can you confirm who is actually showing interest in Rudiger right now?
Yeah, I've been told from the start at Real Madrid they are so keen on Rudiger because at the moment they sold Varane. They no longer have Ramos. I've told that they would like to have Rudiger, to have him and Alaba and Eder Militao as their three main centre backs. I'm told, of course, Bayern Munich are very interested, and also PSG. PSG is the club that's most likely going to put the biggest waging, offer to Rudiger. So these three clubs are the three clubs like most interested in Rudiger.
Okay, your hunch, your gut feeling, will Rudiger sign, or do you think he will he sign for Chelsea, or will he be leaving? Your gut feeling.
My feeling is that he will stay. Actually, I know very many other journalists and stuff are saying they think he 100% will leave. I still think there are chances because last time Chelsea said we can go 170, Rudiger holding out for like 220. So I think they might find an agreement, something 190, 200k, something maybe in the middle. So I still have a feeling that Rudiger will stay because he's so happy at Chelsea. He likes the club. He knows like the situation. He feels like we are so good at the moment. So I just, my gut feeling is that he will stay.
Fantastic. I hope so. Andreas, the other story that's been making headlines today is Federico Chiesa and the interest that Chelsea have in him. There's a price tag of around 84 million pounds that's been mentioned. How accurate is or how big is this interest from Chelsea? And I made a video about this earlier today, and I addressed the fact that Chelsea may be looking to sell someone to make room for him. I want to know your insight in respect to the whole Chiesa situation in regards to Chelsea. So just fill us in, please.
Yeah, I think first of all, Chelsea are very interested in Chiesa. I think Chelsea are not going to pay 84 million for him. I think they might be willing to go for like 70. I think if Chelsea are going to sign him, we are probably going to sell some players, maybe 2 players. Maybe we will see next summer, we will see Barkley leave, and then we will see maybe Hakim Ziyech, for example. And then we can see Chiesa comes the other way in. But I think at least one player has to leave. Obviously, Barkley I think he has very good chances to leave. Maybe he also can leave in January, but if Barkley leaves, at least him will leave, then I think Chiesa can be pretty much an option. However, it's also based on how Juventus is doing from now on to the rest of the season, because at the moment Chiesa is not so happy at Juventus. But of course, it's important to understand that Chiesa is a fan of Juventus. He loves Juventus as well. So it's not going to be something easy. But of course, Chiesa would not play like Conference League or Europa League or whatever Juventus find their position in right now. So he wants to compete at the highest level, and of course he can see the project that Chelsea is a lot more bigger project and has a lot better players and a lot better place than Juventus at the moment.
All right. One of the guys on the panel suggested that Chelsea may be getting rid of Barkley to make room for Chiesa, and I told him no. Chelsea will sell somebody of a higher caliber. So right now he's really pleased that you mentioned Barkley. Isn't that right, Dennis?
Oh, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Exactly what I said. Get rid of Barkley, and then if you have another one, you get rid of Ziyech. But those are the ones. Great minds think alike. Well said, Andreas.
Big up. Listen, guys, I'm going to give you each one question to Andreas. And then once we're done, we'll see how much time Andreas has, and then we'll take it from there. So we'll go from Boogie. Boogie, do you have any questions you want to ask Andreas?
I think he mentioned at one point that the last talk with Rudiger, and I just want to know if he can put a month or approximate date or when that last talk with Rudiger happened. And
I think around a month ago, something about that. It was a month ago or something like this. They have not been discussed with his agent this situation for a long time now. So yeah.
So it happened before Rudiger made that comment on I think it was the Bild from Germany that the rumor don't come from him, but his agent talked to Marina, and Marina know exactly what he wants, and the decision is from Marina to decide or something like that. So it was the meeting before the comment Rudiger made, or after that they met again.
So you're asking if they had talks after that?
Yeah, after Rudiger made the comment. I think it was during the last international.
I don't think there have been any talks after that.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Cheers. Kasim, do you have a question for Andreas?
Yeah. Hi, mate. You all right?
Yes.
Right. From what I heard, Rudiger's contract is going to be over 300 grand. With the add-on, it works out about, that's what he wants, 400 grand a week. Is that right?
No. Rudiger 400 grand?
Yeah.
No. That's just reports from Spain that's trying to make some crazy stuff up. I have no info on that he wants 400k. What I've been told is like more like 220k pounds, 225k pounds, around that. If he gets that offer, he will accept. That's what I'm hearing, not 400k.
Yeah, because I think Real Madrid or PSG willing to offer him that 400 grand a week.
I don't think Real Madrid even will offer him 400k. 400k pounds, that's a lot. If you talk like euros, that would have been, but 400 pounds, that's a lot. That's like the wages of top players, like world-class players. That's like crazy wages.
But he's in a free transfer, isn't it?
Yeah, but still, I think the most paid player at Real Madrid at the moment is Eden Hazard, and he is on 400,000. When Ramos was there, he was on 400,000 pounds. So yeah.
Okay, cheers, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, I think maybe the reports are in euros. 300,000 euros could be, because that would be similar to the pound figure that he's actually asking.
But there has been no like major source or like big journalist talking about that he wants 400,000. It's like Dario AS and all these sources, and they are just making up stories and stuff to try to push his move to Real Madrid or whatsoever.
Yeah, sure. Bobby Smoke Signals. Do you have a question for Andreas?
Hi, Andreas. I'm sure you'd be happy to know I'm going to veer away from the Rudiger situation because I believe we're just in a wait-and-see position at the moment, really.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Chiesa. Now, a lot of us were hoping to see the return of Conor Gallagher to the Chelsea fold. I think he deserves it. I sort of wonder what that means to him. I know Barkley is very much a make weight for any midfield, acquisition, unless he really starts ripping up trees before this part of the season. Sorry, but Connor, he deserves the comeback. He deserves his chance. But if we have someone like Chiesa, that might be tight. Especially if we lose Barkley, that might be tight because there's no one else really to shift for him in that sort of midfield stroke attacking role.
Yeah, I don't think Chelsea will buy Chiesa if Conor Gallagher can keep this level and be at scoring as much as this. But if he scores 5 assists, maybe 5 assists, that's not enough, because Chiesa is such a different player to what Conor Gallagher is. Conor Gallagher is more like a creative attacking midfielder. When you have Chiesa, he has an eye for a goal. He's like a proper goal scorer. So they are very, very different types of players. And I'm also hearing Barcelona interested in both Ziyech and Timo Werner as well. So Chelsea might, if Timo Werner can't get even 10 goals in the league this season or whatever, he might move, for example, to Barcelona. We might see next season maybe Ziyech goes, maybe Barkley goes, maybe Werner goes. Then you can actually have both Conor Gallagher and Chiesa in the team next season as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. Guys in the chat, if you want to ask Andreas a question, you can do so. Just type it in the chat and I will ask him the question on your behalf. Andreas, I have a question here from the chat. It's from Fabio Silva, and he's asking the following. He says, I heard Saul might return to Atletico Madrid in January. Is this true?
There has been no decision on it yet. I've seen many reports say that he will be returned. I've been told that there's still no decision on it. Their plan was to still have him in the squad. He played he got some minutes in the last game, so I'm told there's no decision yet on him.
What about Ian Maatsen returning back to Chelsea? Is there anything to that story?
Obviously, I think he would be a good option, but I would be honest and say that I've not heard anything from any journalist I've talked to, any agents I've talked to, anyone at all. I've not heard anything about Ian Maatsen at all.
Okay. All right. So
can I add something? Sorry, can
I will let you ask. Let me just get through to Eric, MDT, and Couch, and then I'll come back to you, Boogie. Eric, do you have a question for Andreas?
Yes, I do. Hi, Andreas.
Hey.
I have a question about Jules Koundé. I think Chelsea have been linked with him for a long time, and I think Chelsea were trying to get him for some time. But ever since Trevor Chalobah got into the squad, it seems like we don't need him anymore. But I still believe that Chelsea will try to get him. So do you have any kind of information about whether Chelsea are still interested?
Yeah, I'm told that Chelsea still have an interest in the player. I don't think there are any chances whatsoever that it will come in January. That's not happening whatsoever. In summer, though, I think there are big chances. Maybe Chelsea will go in for a big bid. However, I think it will be competition from the likes of Manchester United and Real Madrid and many other big clubs this summer. So it will not be this easy, because I've also been heard a lot of things. If Real Madrid can't get Rudiger, they will go for Jules Koundé. So will be a lot of competition for him. Chelsea are still interested, and Jules Koundé is very open of going to Stamford Bridge.
Thank you.
Yeah, a good question, Eric. MDT, do you have a question for Andreas?
Yeah, hi Andreas, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Yeah, for me, I just want to go back to the Chiesa stuff with Juventus. I they are trying to build a more Italian core of players with Locatelli and Chiesa, and they want to get rid of Rabiot and Ramsey to bring more players in, like Vlahovic. Do you think they will let go of Chiesa when they're trying to rebuild, like they are right now?
I've been told that they are in a very, very bad economic standpoint. So I think if Chelsea will go for a big bid, if they will go for a £70 million, I think there are obviously chances. I'm also hearing, it's important to understand what the player wants. If Juventus can change their situation and they will get Champions League football, then I have no doubts about him staying at Juventus. But if he will not stay at that club and just be 10th in the league when he's such a great player, he wants to play the Champions League and at the top level. And if he can't get that at Juventus, then he would obviously push for a move to Chelsea.
Yeah. Couch Critic, you have a question for Andreas?
Yeah, big up Andreas. Some good information here. The Chiesa stuff in particular seems the most pressing, but I want to get your opinion on some of the other transfers. Like, are you hearing anything? Are Chelsea being linked to anyone that we don't necessarily have on our radar right now? I know there was that guy, the Hungarian defender, Sisley or something like that.
Yeah.
Sisley. You don't have to speak on
very,
him,
very
but
quiet,
are there anyone? If there's anyone else that you think that would be of interest to this panel here, just what we're looking at in terms of maybe in January, maybe in the summer, like what kinds of names are you hearing out there right now linked to Chelsea?
It's very, very quiet. The Hungarian centre back, I'm not hearing anything on him. They have scouted him for a long time, but many reports said that he had agreed a move to go to Chelsea. What's not true. However, I've heard something about Aurélien Tchouameni. We haven't talked anything about him, and he is being a target for a long time. Chelsea are very, very interested in him. Will not be possible to do in January, I think. This is a signing that might happen in the summer, because I feel like Tuchel feels like he has Kovačić and Kanté that can play that one, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek that can play that one, like driving and dribbling and everything, that role. And then he only has Jorginho to sit. So I think he wants maybe one more player, like a more big player, because we don't have many big players, also tall players in there. So I think he might be a player that Tuchel would like to have in the midfield.
Andreas, how good are you for time? Can you stay on for a little while?
The only problem here is it's very, very low. I don't know how to make so I can hear louder. It's really I'm really struggling to hear all the questions, because it's also quiet, this cell phone. I don't know what's happening.
Well, guys, raise your volume when you're talking to Andreas. Andreas, I'm just tweeting right now. I'm gonna tell people that you're on the stream, and if anybody wants to jump on and ask you questions, they can do so. Boogeyman, you wanted to ask Andreas another question? Take it away, mate.
Yeah, it was more after Bobby talked about Chiesa, and I think MDT just kind of say approximately what I was going to say, because I was listening to the other day to Alexandro Del Piero before Chelsea game, and Chiesa was mentioned, and he said Chiesa is the future of the Juventus. So the idea at this point is to build the team around Chiesa, and any talk about Chiesa moving out of Juventus is not possible. Not now, but and he's too young also. And Chiesa loved Juventus. His dream is to play for Juventus. So, but I think that Peter was saying if Chiesa has to move, probably when he's after playing 2, 3, 4 seasons at Juventus, maybe we can think about it. But at this time, he is the lead, not the leader, but he is pretty much the star after Ronaldo. The other question I would like to ask Andrea is that a colleague was telling me, I think a few days ago, that Juventus want Saul in January on loan. One asked to actually break our loan and give it to Juventus, and Juventus will carry Saul till the end of the season. So I didn't understand how that is possible. I mean, I don't know if you heard anything about that.
Can you say the question very quickly again, because I had some connecting problems. I didn't hear anything because it was connecting back in.
At what point did you hear it?
Just ask the question again, Boogeyman.
Which one? The last one.
The Saul, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Saul?
Yeah. A colleague. Yeah, Saul. A colleague was telling me a few days ago, I think Monday or something like that, that Saul Niguez, our Chelsea player, is requested by Juventus on loan. Just the fact that we're not using, and Juventus would like to take up that loan, so Saul can play from January up to the end of the season with Juventus. Yeah. So it seems like we have a contract with Atletico Madrid, but we will break that loan and transfer that to Juventus. I don't know exactly how. I didn't believe in it, and I didn't really do too much research, but I'm not sure if you heard anything about it.
I've not heard anything about Juventus about that, because I'm not so connected to Juventus. So I think that's probably not going to happen. Saul is either going to, or maybe if like Atletico Madrid call back Saul because he has not getting really any game time, then of course he might be getting a loan somewhere else. Maybe he will go to Juventus, but I think from what I've been told is a very, very...
Andreas, can you hear us? I think we might have lost connection with Andreas. Andreas, I can't hear me.
Saul going to stay, going to leave. They have no info on it. It's like just like they're so quiet. There's no decision. He's still a Chelsea player. That's basically what they're saying.
I wanna take two questions from the chat. Firstly, big up to DJ Sav. Welcome to the chat. DJ is asking Andreas. He's saying, do you have any updates on Pulisic? We heard that Barcelona, Liverpool might want him. And also, what's the latest in regards to Tchouaméni in January? And also, James Davis is also asking about Tchouaméni in January. So, what would you have in regards to these?
I don't think Tchouaméni is coming in January. I pretty much said that he has chances to come in the summer. Tuchel really likes the player. Marina really likes the player, but I can't see anything happening in January. He's that expensive that signing a player like this in January would be something crazy. Pulisic, there are not really much. Maybe Barcelona have an interest. I've not been.
The audio's gone again, Andreas.
I think the Wi-Fi just cut out or something. He'll be back soon. Yeah.
It all depends on their form, because if Pulisic plays now amazing into the season, will score a lot of goals, be a good player and not injured, then of course, then Tuchel won't sell him. Then he will for sure stay. If he is inconsistent, injured all the time, everything like this, then he will obviously get sold. Then there's chances, but it all depends on Pulisic's form from now and until the season.
Yeah, I think Pulisic.
But there's no info on him now, like he will leave. So for now, he's staying.
Yeah. If he can stay fit, I don't think anybody wants to see him leave. If he stays fit, I think everyone would want to see him stay at Chelsea. Guys on the panel, you can ask away. You don't have to wait for me to cue you in. If you got a question for Andreas, ask away. And guys in the chat, this is Q&A. So it's actually Q&A as in Q&A, because it's question and answers from Andreas. Q&A. So guys, in the chat, post your questions in the chat. We will ask Andreas on your behalf, and people on the panel, take it away. Anybody has a question, take it away.
Yeah, I'm curious about what Boogeyman said. I don't know if I'm assuming it's possible for a player who hasn't been, like for example for Saul, who is on loan at Chelsea. I'm assuming it's possible for him to cut short his time at Chelsea and then move to another club on loan, or is that actually possible? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure. In one season, in the same season, I don't know. That's why.
Hey, was it any questions? Because I got disconnected again.
Eric, repeat the question, please.
You could, by the way, you can have two loans. You just can't have the same loan, a similar loan. You can't be loaned out the same association twice. So you can't be loaned in the FA twice.
So, Catch, Andreas didn't catch the question. Can Eric just
repeat
the question, please?
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So the question was, is it possible to? And I know that players don't necessarily finish. Maybe they're supposed to be on loan for a certain number of seasons, and they don't. Maybe instead of renewing their loan spell, they go back to the parent club or they go to a different club on loan. But is it possible, and how likely is it for a player to be loaned to a club and then leave in January to another club on loan?
That's very, very unlikely. That's almost never happened. I think either a player would stay the whole season, or the player would get recalled maybe in January and get back to the old club. I don't think it's many clubs that loan him to one club in January and then another club after that. So yeah.
Yeah, but Conor Gallagher, right, was wearing that red shirt with I can't remember the club, and then he was so
Charlton.
good. Yeah, okay, yeah, Charlton. He was so good with them, and that his loan was cut short. We take it back and loan them out. But I think the sole problem is the loan with a possibility or option of buying him. So I think that's why I'm a little hesitating, like when it comes to how Juventus can enter the contract. Anyway, everything is possible. If they bring the money, I'm pretty sure Chelsea will be like, okay, take him. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Conor Gallagher at that stage, I think he has a lot of less wages and everything like that. He was playing in a lower league. I think it's a bit different because there are a lot more money involved in the Saul loan deal than what was with Gallagher. So that's like two different what do you call it, dimensions almost of like wages level and the money involved.
Yeah, I can see that.
CFC Stephen is asking Andreas, will Kepa go alone in January?
As the situation is now, no, he will not go on loan in January. Of course, if someone comes up with like a crazy offer, we never knows. But as the situation is now, no, we will not go. He will stay, and I don't think Chelsea will even loan him without a replacement. So I think it's very, very, very unlikely for him to go on loan in January.
Plus, Andreas says the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's not even a possibility. What if a Mendy come back injured or have COVID?
Yeah, I think Stephen is just wishful thinking because he wants to get somebody else to be the number two. Andreas, I want to ask you this question. We talk a lot in regards to the what's the word here? The wage structure at Chelsea Football Club, and this player coming in will affect the wage structure. That player going out, how important, from what you understand, is the wage structure for Chelsea Football Club, and to keep players within a certain range in regards to what they offer them. Is there such a thing as a wage structure in Chelsea Football Club? I mean, from what you understand.
There have always been like a thing at Chelsea that they don't want to go over a certain limit in how much players been paid. So it's something like very, very important in in Chelsea. They don't want to give all the players crazy wages. They want to have 2-3 players. You will see maybe have Lukaku is on 325 or something. Then you have Kante 290, and then all the other players like Ben Chilwell, Jorginho, Rudiger. Then you will see them have 100, 150. Some of them have more, but they are on very, very low. They don't like to give players at that level crazy wages. So for sure it's important at Chelsea, but it's important at many other clubs as well. You can see it at Liverpool, not Manchester United. They are going crazy with the wages. They don't care, but that's how a well run club is doing this, because then they can have a very, very talentful full squad and have how many good players we have in our squad is because we are not giving 200k to whoever signs. So that's how we can have so many good players and have this good squad depth, because the wages is so good.
Yeah, I wanna. How shall I put this? I wanna ask you this question. I know it's not related directly to Chelsea, but Andreas, you're Norwegian. Therefore, Norwegian players fall or are close to your eye line, to your interest, to stories that you follow. And I'm reading today that Erling Haaland is very likely to be coming to the Premier League, and he's very likely to be coming to Manchester City next season. The release clause for him is quite low in comparison to the player of his value. Now, obviously, Manchester City will be keen to sign a striker, as they are currently lacking in that area. Is there any interest from Chelsea in regards to Erling Haaland? From what you understand, is the relationship between Chelsea and Mino Raiola workable? What is your take on this situation? Could Chelsea still be in the running to sign Erling Haaland?
My personal opinion is that I don't think Chelsea will sign Erling Haaland. I think what happened last summer, I think after everything they did with Mino Raiola and all that stuff, I don't think Chelsea will do this again. And also now they have got Lukaku, and I can't see Chelsea having both Lukaku and Haaland in the same team. I will say though that I've been heard many things about Manchester City very, very keen on Haaland, and for me it looks like maybe Haaland was more keen on a move to Manchester City than Chelsea, and it hurts me to say it, but that's what I've been told. Also because I have a little secret story, because someone very, very close to Erling Haaland last year when they played against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League when he was at the Etihad, someone close to the player told me that he really, really liked the stadium. He think it was beautiful. He was talking so positively about Manchester City and everything, and also his father Alfie wants him to go to Manchester City. I'm also told that yes, Real Madrid is a very, very good step for him, but he wants to take one step up, then one step. So I think what's good for Haaland now in his next step is maybe to go to Premier League, and then his next step should be a Real Madrid or Barcelona. So yeah, that's what I've been hearing, and my feelings about Haaland. I don't think he will come to Chelsea, unfortunately.
Good comment here by Stephen. He says Mino Raiola doesn't have a good relationship with Man City. I think it's more Pep rather than Man City. What's your take on this?
Yeah, maybe they have maybe they're not the best relationship, but what I'm hearing is now Mino Raiola is totally open to negotiate with with Manchester City for Haaland. So I don't think there will be any problem.
And beyond that, like let's not forget, Mino Raiola works for Erling Haaland. So if he tells him to go work out a deal with Man City, then he's going to go work out the deal with Man City, and that's the end of it. So that's just what his job is now, right?
He's a Leeds fan, but his second team is like Manchester City. This is what I'm told. He's very he loves Leeds, but he can't go to Leeds. So his secondary team in the Premier League he likes the most is Manchester City. So everything it looks so clear that I think that he will go to Manchester City. I think that's the most likely place for him, because I think Real Madrid, but he wants to take the next step. He wants to be the Premier League. Then you see the other teams in the Premier League. Chelsea now got Lukaku. Liverpool can't afford wages. Manchester United have Cristiano Ronaldo. Everything screams about Manchester City, about this thing. Of course, the Real Madrid fans will be so confident about him going to Real Madrid. But they are going to sign Mbappe. I can't see they sign both Haaland and Mbappe, because that's a lot of money. Maybe not in fees, but wages and everything, and they're not in a good financial spot at the moment. So, that's what I have to say on that.
Do you think Haaland will go to Man City in January after the Dortmund get kicked off for Champions League?
That Haaland will go in January?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't think Dortmund will let him go in January. I think it's as simple as that. Why should Dortmund let him go in January, middle in the season, when they can't replace him with anyone?
And why would anybody buy him in January and pay such a high price?
City can.
Why would they?
Because they had that money reserved from Kane, and Tottenham wanted 150 million.
Yeah, but what would they gain by?
Why didn't they sign him in the summer though?
Yeah.
No, because they were willing to give 125 to 130, and Tottenham wanted to give 150. They wanted 150. So if Haaland out the just wait a second, Boogeyman. If Haaland out the Champions League by Dortmund, so don't forget it's gonna release close in summertime. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I think Dortmund can get easy 100 million for him now. Am I right?
Yeah, but I don't think they will accept anything unless it's 200 million. They don't care about money. It's clear. Chelsea made big offers for him in last summer. They said no every time. They made proposals and everything like this. There was no chance. And now in the middle of the season as well, they're still in the title race in the Bundesliga. I can't see it. I think there's almost 0% chance that he will leave in January.
Especially because, let's not to forget, they're 1 point behind Bayern. It's not like they're way behind in the league. They're 1 point behind. It makes no sense to sell them if they have any aspirations of trying to win the title.
The other thing is, even if Dortmund does not qualify for the second tier of Champions League, they will do everything to be top 4 next season, and Haaland is part of that team to at least give them that chance to be in the Champions League next season, and they get more money by just being top 4 than selling Haaland, and just get the whatever 65 million is his buyout clause. So I don't think he will go in January. It doesn't make any sense. And the other question is, why would Manchester City buy Haaland? And Haaland is planning of using Manchester City as a stepping stone to Real Madrid. It's just, you buy a striker of caliber and his quality. You want him to just stay at Manchester City and play his entire life up to he is 32, 34, 35. So why, this whole thing about Haaland coming to EPL and then now move to Real Madrid with Mino Raiola, his agent. I don't think any EPL team should be interested in that, because there's going to be a lot of fight when his first contract is expired. It's just going to be crazy.
That's an interesting point, but I also think about the fact that Mbappe might go before him to Madrid. And I just can't imagine that they will play together. Apart from the money and how expensive it would be, I just can't imagine. I don't think Holland can work with Mbappe.
And what happens to Benzema?
Benzema's old.
Yeah, but still, he wanted so much to play with Mbappe.
Yeah, but do you see how they
he's still not that old. Look at Thiago Silva, he's 37.
Only 29 going 30.
Yeah, but Real Madrid, when they put their head on something, they will make it happen. That's what they will let Benzema go and just bring Haaland if they want to.
Yeah, but I think Real Madrid are very, very respectful to Benzema, and I also think Mbappe wants to play with Benzema, and they have a good connection as well.
I want to digress a little bit. What is your take on the appointment of, I'm not sure if it's been signed off on it yet, but Rangnick to Manchester United. What is your understanding of this appointment? I mean, is it going to be something long term in respect to the success of the club, because he's coming in for the rest of the season, then he probably will be on a director's role at the club, a director of football potentially. Is this appointment going to be a positive one for Manchester United from your standpoint, Andreas?
I think it's a good appointment. Obviously, he's a genius, very, very good coach, even better director. So it's a very, very good appointment for Manchester United. But I don't think he will be manager any longer than the 6 months. I think obviously Pochettino and Ten Hag are the two main targets for Manchester United after that. So I think maybe Ralph will have a big influence on who will be the next manager. But I think after that, I think it will be any of Ten Hag and Pochettino that will be the next manager.
All right. Any guys in the chat, fire your questions away. We are currently sitting on 108 likes. Can we push that to 150? And we are 5 subscribers away. 5 subscribers away from 8,400. So if you're watching the stream, you haven't subscribed, do us a favor, click on that subscribe button. And if you haven't liked the stream yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the like button. MCIG, yeah, you've missed a lot. It's been a fantastic stream. So make sure you catch up. Andreas, how is your internet connection? Is it because you were lagging out a minute ago? How are you doing now? Is it better? Is it stable?
It's okay now, but it's like going out and in, and yeah, it's not the best.
All right.
Yeah, but
what I'm going to ask this question, then I'll let Boogeyman ask away. Andreas, will Chelsea be doing any business this window?
I don't think so. I don't think we will see any transfers coming in. The only thing I might see happening is Barkley loan move to a Leeds, to Burnley, to Newcastle, maybe something like that. That's the only thing I can see now, unless something crazy offers comes in like out of nowhere, or something crazy has to happen, or maybe some more injuries or whatsoever. But looking very, very unlikely that we will sign anyone big in the January window.
All right, sweet. Boogie?
Yeah. I didn't really have a question, but the fact that he mentioned Barkley, I would like to know exactly how does Andrea value Barkley right now at Chelsea team? How do you see him?
How do I see Barkley at Chelsea?
Yeah, his future in Chelsea team.
Oh, okay. Well, it all depends on if he goes out on loan again, I think maybe Tuchel will give him some more chances, maybe a game here and there, and if he will take it, maybe Tuchel will play him more, because he likes to give players opportunities, like what we have seen with Hudson-Odoi. Now Hudson-Odoi is playing more regularly and been a very, very big player in our squad, so he has chances, but of course we have so many attacking options, and he's not the first choice. We have Havertz, we have Werner, we have Ziyech, Lukaku, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, all these players, and after all these players, then you have Ross Barkley. So if a good offer for him from maybe Leeds or Newcastle comes in January, then I think Chelsea will really much consider loaning him out. Either way, then he will stay, and then he will try to fight for his place in his team. But obviously, I can't see him like being a big part of this team or like a big star in this team in the future.
All right. So, anyways, yeah, thanks for the answer. I think I'm going to bounce. And the news is Michael Carrick, Phil Jones is part of the Manchester United squad. So it seems like it's going to change a lot. So we should get scared because Phil Jones is there. Anyways, it was a joke. I'll let you guys go. Talk to you guys tomorrow, man.
Take care, Boogie. Take care. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Have a good night, Boogie. Andreas, it's been a pleasure having you on the stream. It's been a fantastic stream.
Thanks. Thanks, mate.
You know, this is your challenge, Andreas. You're welcome here anytime. So it's fantastic to see you. Guys, tomorrow we will have 2 streams tomorrow. We will have one hour before kickoff where we will discuss the pre-match, and then we will stream again straight after the game where we will discuss the outcome. We will do a pre-match, we will do a post-match reaction video. So hopefully I will see you all on both of those streams. Today it's been a Q&A. It's been a fantastic Q&A, a lot of interaction from the chat, and I'm really pleased to have had Andreas come on. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all who have subscribed. We didn't actually hit the 400 subscriber milestone. We're on 96, so we're 4 subscribers away from that. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe on your way out, and if you haven't liked the stream, make sure you do that on your way out. Much love. Appreciate you all. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night and peace.
Take care.